Hello everyone. It's now 2:43 p.m. in the afternoon. Well, um so I think I only got to get like 3 hours of sleep and still get off my legs. They got ants crawling. It seems like they're flying or jump. Um so I'm seeing like a lot of white vehicles. Like I saw a bunch. Like right now, I'm seeing a whole bunch of white vehicles. So and she's purple with the red bag. So I had kind of like a frustrating breakfast this morning, and yeah, like I didn't get to really fully tell y'all. On live streams, I can't even. The stalking cult, they won't even allow me to talk to tell y'all, about my day or whatever. So it's always ends up being best for me to do it like on a regular video. So man, I'm trying to clear this phone off. But yeah, so I let's see, yesterday I left out of the hotel and had to wait 45 minutes in the sun, probably longer than 45 minutes out in the hot sun for the bus after I left out of the hotel. And one employee, she went out of her way to help me and was patient with me and everything. But then, when my phone kind of maybe she didn't hear me for a bit, and then she wasted no time with hanging up so quick. But then I called back, and they had another from the bus agency, customer service guy. He was very rude to me, but then he triggered my Tourette's, and then later on, right after, I called her right back, and she stayed on the phone and talked to me, and she said that basically a bus, I guess she was trying to say that they didn't have enough buses, and so that's why the bus didn't come. So that was the first time on that route that I took that I experienced that, and so, after that I forgot what time I woke up yesterday before leaving the hotel. I don't but I think I slept better. The night before, I was extremely hungry again, maybe because I went swimming earlier that day, and I after that video, I ordered like some I ordered a 20-ounce lemonade, and now that's so fake and artificial. This shouldn't be called lemonade. Ain't no real lemon in there, and I had the 5 cheese mac and cheese, and the barbecue wings from Domino's. Now they said that this week I would be eligible for a whole free medium 2-topping pizza if I buy something, but well, I can't have something like that if I don't have a hotel room, or I don't have anyone extra I could share it with, So, but But yeah, like I was able to sleep much better. And I think I woke up at like 9 o'clock or 9:30. Like I went to bed at like 12:30, early Sunday morning. It was like 12:30 or some 12:30 or 12:40. And then after that I slept much better, surprisingly, because I ate and then immediately went to bed. Like my delivery came at like 11:45 that night. But I had already had a brownie that day, but so that's why. And then I didn't have enough extra money or whatever. But I usually would have got the lava cakes too. But I don't know how the $6.99 deal wasn't applied, and I think I accidentally screwed myself over a few dollars. But I thought that the coupon was applied, but knowing how this gang stalking is, there probably, was a perp setup, with the automated system or something. But, hi. But then, like, yesterday, I, didn't have anything to eat until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I had breakfast food for lunch. And, and then when it's time for dinner, I showed y'all everything. Y'all saw what happened on the live stream or whatever. And, and then, that, I wanted to do like a commentary, like an aftermath commentary, on that, about that incident, So, I don't even know if it's possible if the stalkers kept repeatedly calling so much. But yesterday was the first time that the aquarium fake security guards approached me about the phone calls. Or else I don't even know if, some of the stalkers have gotten so desperate that they have actually followed through with their threats to move to New Orleans to come and stalk, harass, and threaten me and do XYZ and trying to harm me. So, but I don't think it was any of the parents themselves. And it's like, I hate when like online stalkers make fake prank calls to places of business. Let's see, there's a silver F-150, or is that, yeah, silver F-150 with strange taillights right there. But it really frustrates me that they be like gang stalking prank calls to places of business, and then the whatever business owner of a business or police or whoever, they always want to say that we got a complaint. If it's people from online, it's not a complaint. It's if it's directing you. If it's not directly affecting you. It's not directly affecting you and you way from out of state. Way from out of state. And then laugh and think this shit is funny. So when that fake security guard, the old idiot with the deformed half missing finger, I thought I filmed him running, but he came and ran. As old as he is, he went and ran. and came up and approached me and, and attacked me the way he did and threatened me and whatever. And it triggered me because the fake foster mom, Adrian Felder, he said a phrase that was exactly word for word how she would say, "I'm going to call the police and have you removed." Or she would threaten me with the fake social workers and say, "I'm going to call Miss Pierce and have you removed." Threaten to remove me from her fake foster home. So they got kids perping, wearing perp colors, carrying perp color bags. But so like that re-traumatized me all over again. And for him to talk about like he's sick and tired, like if that was the stalker's first time, you act like as if you've had several conversations with me. I don't recall seeing him before. I really don't. But the white guy, Evan, I would see him all the time. But he's one of the fake security guards that would have like strange tail lights on that whatever fake golf cart or whatever that they illegally drive around in, But it's like for them to get calls from online and for me to tell them, what's going on, and then they'll say, "I don't want to hear anything about online and this has nothing to do with online." And guess what? The fake public offender with the court and everything, he told me the exact same thing, that my arrest had nothing to do with anything online. And I'm tired of people falsely accusing me of stuff, and the so-called narcs who delusionally believe they're fake authority refuse to listen to my side of the story and just falsely paint me as guilty and want to take wrongful action to punish me. And I doubt if that old man, I don't even think he was the head security guard. I don't even think. So, and fake Damnesia, he been threatening me for weeks, saying that, we're gonna, and the other stalkers too, the stalking cult, they've been threatening to have me wrongfully banned from by the aquarium. And that's one of the only areas, if I'm not at the library and I gotta be on the streets, it's one of the only areas left where I can use the Wi-Fi and live stream to try to get help, since they would illegally swap me at the libraries. So the Harbor Police guy, I'm glad that he wasn't oppressive, and I'm glad that they had my back. And it was another officer that came too, and he was quiet. He ain't say much of nothing, but mostly nothing. But yeah, they get, one of the officers gave me the dinner, but there was another homeless person more hungry than me, but I think he was a perp, but I gave the food to him anyway. And but yeah, because how else would I get to have somewhere where I could use the bathroom as well as charge my phone? So I needed to be able to get to use the bathroom and charge my phone. So I got help with dinner last night, and the breakfast help came before the video even uploaded. And then I have help with dinner tonight. So but it looks like so I did email the the screenshots of the harassment and attacks and stuff. And the same stalker, like fake Damnesia, you know, the same one who brags about raping kids and doing a ritual on the kids in the whole, you know, saying that he's in a hotel room next to me and that he's doing a ritual on a child and saying that, oh God, it's so tight. You know, when him saying stuff like that, and then he trigger my Tourette's on purpose, and then call up and lie and say, oh, well, Candy's, you know, just cursing, yelling and cursing around kids. And then they're trying to do me in and destroy me because they know that today, they know I have 1 week left for the court date, and they've been illegally swatting me and trying to have me wrongfully arrested and thrown back in jail again before the next court date so that they can build up on the fake criminal charges. And they admit that they're doing this to traffic me. And the same one who, you know, excuse me, he been manipulating the viewer numbers on my videos hard today. And I'm urging y'all, please, can y'all please look at the most, because if they might hide it from y'all, please go on my YouTube profile. Go on my YouTube profile and and go to the post section, like after the playlist and the live stream and whatever. Please go there and go to the most recent community posts. I'm urging y'all, excuse me, please go look at those 76 screenshots. I thought it was more than that. I thought I had more than 76. You know, but I don't even know if they illegally hacked in and manipulated, and so what the numbers will be, the bad number that I hate, you know, plus 60, if they did that on purpose, because I thought I had probably 90. I thought I added like at least 90 now, 90 of them or whatever, you know. But yeah, so it seems like they're trying to suppress and hide the truth that exposes them. And they've been making threats to have even my YouTube all shut down. Everything. To try to illegally silence me from what they're trying to do to me. For you to be a guy and send male security guards to come and attack and harass me. And then have them stick the cops on me like dogs. But I haven't heard anything back from the cops. I don't even know if they're still investigating. But I mean, I cannot believe that for me to be like a target for human trafficking. If everyone says no one's interested in you, nobody like you, you know, why y'all trying to aggressively pursue me? You know. So, well, the police officer said that I'm not banned from by the aquarium. You know, and if I go to Audubon Park, whenever I would go there, or Lafreniere Park, or whatever of the regular parks, they would have like my phone data would not work, and they don't have Wi-Fi. So if I needed to live stream or needed help, I couldn't get it. And so I can't even stay, even though I'm legally allowed, but I can't stay at the libraries afterwards because them illegally swatting me and stuff. So, you know, they're trying to suppress my cries for help. and the stalkers themselves had posing as targeted individuals and infiltrate and manipulate other targets to hate me. You know, so fake Damnesia wants to play Satan and wants me to sell my soul. I'm not selling my soul to someone that's mentally incompetent and immature and retarded and younger than me. You know, so, but it's like I'm feeling homesick in my own hometown here in New Orleans. I'm feeling homesick, but they're trying to manipulate for me to feel sick and tired of it here. They're trying to manipulate for me to start to hate it here. But really, I love it here and been homesick for a few years and then came back and they're making my life a living hell, you know. So I didn't realize that fake Damnesia and the stalkers were this level of dangerous, and I had never really experienced stuff like this in my life, you know. Excuse me. So yeah, I did like multiple videos, and one video from last night and then 3 videos from this morning got corrupted. Or was it 2 videos from last night and 2 this morning that got corrupted? And no, they didn't get really corrupted, but they're trying to make it like, because the backup feature on my new phone was on, that they made it like I didn't have any more storage space on my phone. And well, if I would, I didn't even realize, I didn't know until after I deleted the videos. So but I don't remember everything I said, but I do remember talking about, you know, feeling homesick in my own hometown. And for me to, you know, I felt homesick in my own hometown. And, my right foot hurts. And, but they're trying to manipulate for me to feel frustrated enough to say, fuck New Orleans. But I don't know where else to go. You know, it's not like things will not get better, you know, if I move somewhere else.
You coming in?
Oh, I'm not coming in, thank you. Things will not get better if I move somewhere else. The stalkers are determined just to make every day worse and worse for me, you know. But they're determined to make my day worse. I mean, make each day progressively worse. And so I am urging y'all, if you care, please, if you value my life and if you care, please, can you please take the time out to look at the 76 the 76 screenshots of the threats and harassment. If you really care, please can you go and can you please go on my YouTube profile into the community post or the post section, the most recent one, please. And please look at all 76. Of the if you value my life, can you please look at all 76 of the community posts? So Well, I discovered that wow, they even got little kids violating my space, but yeah, but it's like yesterday was clear that the gang stalking cult Masonic cult network, they feel threatened by my camera. They feel threatened by my phone camera. So yeah, this morning so I got up from the sleep spot area. I think it was 4:30, and it was a lot of perp activity that I missed. I mean, well, no, well, I missed it because I couldn't get to upload the videos. I ended up deleting them before I realized that they didn't upload all the way. So this is a new phone, and I know it was pretty cheap because that was all I could afford. But it feels like as if I'm having problems with this phone already. And this new phone is starting to operate like the older, like the older phone. It's starting to perform like this phone, but it doesn't have the white stuff in the lines or whatever, but it's starting to internally like perform like the older phone. I just had this phone not even a week. And it was acting weird yesterday. But then this morning, I had my phones in my hoodie, my little hoodie pocket down here, and somehow both phones accidentally fell on the ground. But they didn't fall hard, But but I mean so I'm very disappointed that the perp walk videos from yesterday and today I didn't get to upload successfully. But yeah, this morning, like I had a frustrating experience, and so I mean I would end up having less places. I see a perp in a black Ford F-150 and arm hanging out the window. So I mean, it's like I'm gonna officially say that this location, they got multiple locations, but this location of PJ's Coffee, they officially perked me out of that out of that location, because I'm tired of going every morning. I walk in, everybody else is greeted with a smile. Hi, welcome in. But when it comes to me, they don't tell me hi, welcome in, and they're not perked up with a smile when it comes to me. When it comes to me, they roll just my presence. They roll their eyes and kind of have an attitude. I've been a customer for like over a year and a half off and on. I'm wrongfully banned from Panera Bread. And Waffle House, excuse me, is that location is too dirty. They have so many flies, and they have perked me out of there. And the workers are rude as fuck, and they harass me whenever I go, or And I don't want to eat Illuminati fake fast food like Wendy's and Burger King and stuff. So, and, I mean, the owner at this location or manager or whatever, like she's pretty rude, and you know, she would send her workers to come and harass me and tell me this, tell me that, or you know, and and the workers that work there, like the white girl from this morning, this was the second time in a row that she gave me a lukewarm biscuit sandwich. And when it was a black girl that seemed kind of newer, and she rung my order up, and then the white girl was making my food or whatever, and I said, well, can I have my muffin, may I please have my muffin warmed twice? And before I could say anything, she's like, yeah, I know. You know. And so when I walked up to her, I tried to wait till there were less customers or try to be discreet. And I asked her, I said, were you frustrated or annoyed with me earlier? She's like, no. I said, well, you sound a little frustrated, you know. She's like, oh, no, really? Oh, I did? Oh, no, not me, no. And, you know, it seemed like she tried to gaslight me, you know. And it's like the workers that work there, they treat me mean just about every day and dread my presence and act like as if they don't want me there, the workers. And then it's a high turnover rate. It's a really high turnover rate, you know, that they can't even keep the same workers for a long time. So, I mean, and it's like, how dare you think you got authority and power over me and you're young enough to be my child? Like young, 19, 20 years old. Well, look like it. And for them to act like they hold so much power over me. And, you know, and so it's like this location of PJ's Coffee, like I'm done. I'm done with them. Fuck them. But, you know, at the one I go to across the river, I'm not gonna say where, but sometimes they treat me good, sometimes they treat me bad, you know, but mostly good, mostly all right. But they cost, like, the meal that I would get over here costs $13, and you add 3 more, and that's how much it costs over there. But I only been to like 2 locations of PJ's Coffee, and if I weren't homeless, you know, I wouldn't even go to coffee shops or order like from coffee shops or nothing like that. But because I'm homeless and this is close by the library, you know, and I have, you know, me having to come to the library, that's why, you know, so now things gonna have to be less convenient for me and less comfort, you know. So if they don't want my business, you know, they don't want me as they act like they don't want me as a customer, you know. And for me to question, like, why do y'all act like, you know, you act like you don't want me here, but they don't have the power or authority or to say so. Then you just work there. You're not related to the owner, you know. So if you're kind of new, you know, but yeah, the owner is, she seems like she's like nitpicky and narcissistic and weird. You know, that I'm surprised people don't call her a Karen. And her attitude is probably why she can't keep the same employees, you know. But the sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit sandwiches and the muffins are extremely good. I really do like them. and but it's like I'm gonna try to make it a point to not go there anymore, and I would hate to have to change my routine to find somewhere else across the river to eat for breakfast, and then for me to have to take a later bus to come here to the library. Maybe, I don't know. Or maybe I could think of something different or a different routine or something. But for to be treated, it's like psychological, mental, and emotional torture to be treated every day like as if your presence is not welcome by, a bunch of kids that just fucking disrespectful. That they probably wouldn't even treat their own mother like this. And, just because, I'm an annoyance because I asked for my biscuit. Because I asked for my muffin to be like twice warmed. How is like 20 extra seconds a big problem? But at Panera Bread, they would perk me and serve me cold food all the time. When their food is like really good if the temperature was right. But if food that's supposed to be hot, you wouldn't want your food lukewarm or cold. You would want your food piping hot. And the customer, if the food ain't hot enough, like customers at restaurants and stuff, they complain all the time, if the food ain't hot enough, or if something that's supposed to be cold and it ain't cold enough, if the customer might say that, if they might say something that's supposed to be cold if it's not cold enough, But for the gang stalking cult to force me to wait a long time, or they would warm up my food and then leave my food sitting on the counter for a long time, and then I'm sitting here wondering where's my food, and then my food comes out lukewarm or half a bowl of grits and stuff, while everybody else got their bowl of grits piled to the top, but I'm so fat and greedy. I'm like, well, if you want to, they used to do that big time in Mobile, Alabama, and Pensacola, Florida. But lately, I'm glad that they, excuse me, every now and then they will do it, but I'm glad that they don't do it as much here with the, half a bowl of this or half of this or, but here the theme is, well, they used to do it in Pensacola sometimes too, but for them to give me like lukewarm food, if they warm my food and just sit around and play around and talk, and then get aggravated and treat me like a pest or a nuisance, I'm like, is that my food? Or they make me feel like I'm being greedy. And if I've been waiting 45 minutes for my food and you just stand around talking or clowning around and acting stupid, or if you're fiddling with your phone, and then y'all tell me I'm the problem. You don't do this to other customers. And, I guess lately, like here in New Orleans, I have not been able to eat much grits, much beef, unless it's hamburger or something, and much mac and cheese and much yams, For me to find a local restaurant with like mac and cheese and yams or something, and some beef or something, But, wow, they got, get off. spiders or whatever. I don't know what kind of spiders they are. But lately they've been having perping with red backpacks. They just had one that walked in the library and gave me a mean look. So my phone company, the guy had snuck behind my back and charged me for insurance when I did not request or approve of insurance. They tried to make me pay an extra $10.07. So I had to call the phone company, and I'm glad they took it off. I mean, but insurance is just a waste of money. They're not gonna it's not gonna protect my phone. Yeah. So this morning, when I was at the bus stop, I dozed off and fell asleep for 30 minutes. And I think it was 30 minutes. And before I got on the bus, my chest was hurting. Mildly, it was hurting a little bit. And I started to get scared and traumatized. And they had the homeless perp that hates my guts. I've had arguments and issues with him before. He insisted on sitting right behind me and start shaking his legs. And he was stinky and dirty, but they treat him like he's normal. But he can be a bully and pick on me and look like he's almost young enough to be my child. Like, he sat right behind me and started shaking his legs. You know. So if you don't like someone, why are you gonna sit right up on me? And then, doing stuff like shaking his legs or whatever. But I'm the troublemaker for trying to say stop, get away from me, don't. And then he been stalking me on almost every bus ride. Like, I've been seeing him more often. I've been seeing him even on the buses of RTA, I'll say that. I'm not going to say which lines, but on the RTA bus, I've been, he's been like, it's like, are you following me everywhere? Like, lately they've been having certain homeless perps following me everywhere. But so I mean, it rained a little bit a couple of hours ago, but according to Google, right now it's saying that it's supposed to rain at it's supposed to rain starting at 4:00 in the morning tomorrow morning. So I don't know if I might need help with a hotel tonight or not. I don't know if I might need a hotel or not, but in my OCD, I'm having a difficult time managing it. It's like, hi. And it's like I'm feeling like more tortured and uncomfortable with being forced to be homeless, and suffering the OCD. Whoa, look at my curls. But it seems like my hair is starting to grow slowly but surely and start to curl more. But like this morning, I felt frustrated enough to feel like I wanted to give up. I wish that a solution can be done before the court dates next week. You know, if they can find out the stalkers for who they are and prosecute them and not me. But they sold their soul to the devil so that they can escape. I mean, you would rather get paid to do evil on this earth for a quick season and then suffer eternity in hell? You know? But I ordered a new backpack. I hope it will fit. I meant to say I hope it's big enough. And I hope it won't hurt me. You know, but it came earlier than I expected, but by the time I get to the mail place, it might be closed by then, if I take the bus. So I'll just wait till tomorrow and get my packages and stuff, you know. But yeah. So I'm gonna try to push myself to work on a novel. Before leaving here. And you know, I wish that people would realize that I've been innocent this whole time. And I don't even know if people who treat me like I'm a pest or an annoyance, if they're narcissistic abusers or if they're gang stalkers, part of the cult. But I mean, you're young enough to be my child and think you got the fake authority to inflict punishment on me and be passive aggressive and covert with your evil. And being like very disrespectful. And these young kids nowadays, they delusionally believe that they're mature. And, excuse me, if I tell someone, you know, about being so disrespectful and, you know, my attempts at trying to put them in their place, they straight up tell me, I don't care. If they might be young enough to be my child, and say, I don't care, and then think they got high authority over me. But I heard that thanks to the Hollywood entertainment industry and the brainwashing with the school system and the New World Order and the New Age movement is brainwashing kids to become super narcissistic, which is the personality of the devil. And so much rebellion, you know. But I'm going to get off here. I love y'all. Keep me in your prayers. I'm trying to fight to stay strong because, like, I'm trying to not go crazy and lose my mind. It's like I don't have many places to go. They keep getting me wrongfully, permanently banned from just about everywhere. And if I go to a different city and state, it will not be better. It will not get me off the streets. I'll just be homeless in another place. And probably, you know, me being in another place where I don't know, you know, to be terrorized and harassed by cops for being homeless and then wrongfully banned from the shelters, kicked out within the first 30 minutes of going to the shelter, you know. So I'm getting off here. I love y'all. And, well, of course, I'll try to do my perp walk videos. And, later tonight, if I gotta be on the streets, I'm gonna live stream. Well, planning to. But they don't have the right to take that away from me. But I'll see y'all.